Hey everyone, I'm now here to share with you a very interesting study that is understanding university faculty perceptions about innovation in teaching and technology. There are a number of reasons why I actually chose this study is firstly, it's by our very own Dr. Reber. The first author of this publication is Dr. Kopcha, who is also my supervisor. And by now you have already guessed it that it's very much in line with my research interest that is about teachers' beliefs or perceptions about technology integration. Another very important reason I chose this study was that my master's was in innovative technologies in education. And I always used to ponder what does the innovative technologies in education mean? What were they thinking when they named it this way? Or what is innovation exactly? And this study, I think, just exactly answers all that. So, as I already mentioned, the study is mainly about faculty perception about innovation in teaching and technology. It all started in 2010 when the US Department calls for teaching with College of Education to transfer and scale up innovative best practices in the use of technology in teaching and learning. And that's when uh, Dr. Reber was given, who was the second author of this article, was giving a service role for the School of Education to have innovative practices. And that's when he proposed to come up with a mission statement or define the word innovation altogether. There were also some practitioner notes given, which I found really nice because they not only talk about what we already knew about the topic, that is what was exactly happening at that time, what the paper or the study will be adding value to, and what is there for the implications or implications for the policymakers. They named this entire study as innovation in teaching and technology, and to understand what are the administrators' perception before even designing anything around that initiative or giving out any message. They wanted to understand what are the different perception around this word. The article then further talks about the relevant literature that was there at that time, that is diffusion theory and instruction technology, and how there was not at all a very defining term for innovation that was found in the literature, especially in regards to technology integration. The purpose of the study was to understand faculty perception about innovation in teaching and technology in the college. It further talks about the methods, and this is in particular that just helped me understand overall, even after attending and reading about Q, further helped me understood about the method and how to follow it across a particular study. A background of Q research is given that how it's established as a mixed method approach, the design and content and overall every step of the Q methodology was explained in great detail and how different steps were conducted in which light. So for the Q set that is actually one of the most important aspect of the Q analysis was not only developed by the researcher but also by the audience. So when the faculty members were attending one of the were attending, I think one of the conferences or something, they were asked to write down their um definition or idea of innovation in an index card, and using those definitions that they had written, um a complete Q set was formed. And then few of the statements were also added by the researcher because these were more relevant to the literature, and the audience's statements were not talking about it. Then those statements were then refined as per the duplication and important statements, and 33 statements were then selected, and 20 faculty members from the School of Education were selected to undergo this Q study. Here is the Q sort statements. I found these statements very relevant as they not only talk about the different aspect of technology integration, be it be learning outcomes, communities, or affordances of digital resources. It even talks about traditional teaching methods and and captures overall a good spectrum of how teachers' beliefs could be around technology integration. This is the shape. This is the shape that they actually used. Um, Moving further, there was a follow-up questionnaire. The follow-up questionnaire had almost, I think, 5 questions. The two of the questions were all about how did they put the things in extreme. Then they further asked them what are the realization about innovation and anything that was a little confusing to them. Taking that data, the analysis was run using PQ method, and 5 factors were included in the Varimax rotation. And as you all know, all the factors which have eigenvalues greater than 1 needs to be considered for analysis, but factor E, that was the fifth factor, was eliminated because it only had or it has only one person who was loading into it. So the 4 distinct factors were named as deeper understanders, big picture reflectors, deeper purpose seekers, and teaching technology chemist. The article further explains each of the factor in light of the statements that actually reflect on those factors, and what were the statements that were of the highest importance to those people falling in that factor. So the 4 factors that were deeper purpose seeker, deeper understanders, as well as big picture reactors, reflectors. They were all very positive technology in education, with slight differences in their thinking patterns. The deeper understanders were very pro technology, and they wanted technology to be there so that could improve students' understanding. However, deeper purpose seekers were also very pro technology integration, but it was more in the light of personal teaching philosophy, whether that actually increases student understanding or not. Then comes in the big picture reflectors. They were more focused on gaining students' perspective on immediate community. Then another group that also stood out was teaching technology chemists. These are the people who were actually worried that uh, will they be able to teach as good with technology or not. The future research section further talks about that how it will be important. It will be of use if we try to understand the perspective of students, both from undergraduate and graduate, to know what's their perspective between different disciplines. The conclusion paragraph talks about why is it important when such initiatives are being launched that the shared understanding is established in all the stakeholders so that they all can aim for the same goal. Another striking feature was about the ethics and the conflict of interest that was talked about at the end of the article. Well, I strongly recommend all of you to just read through this article once, because not only it gives a really good cohesion and links the different aspect of Q methodology or with literature, future research, discussion and all, but it actually explains, I think it does a really good job in explaining Q methodology as a whole. It was a treat reading this article, and that too related to my research, something related to my research topic. And I just was able to tell that it was Dr. Rebus talking at the back of my mind, be it in what, as if it's there in one of the classes. I hope you enjoy it too. Thank you.